Did she come home?
What's that?
Did she come? No, you don't know where she would have gone. No, did she take anything? Any clothes?
Her birthday money is still here. Toothbrush, everything.
Okay. So nothing that she like took with her and went somewhere else. Is there any place that you guys think that she would have went? Any friends' houses?
The only friend I could have thought was, but I think Orange County PD already went to her house and talked to them.
Okay. What's that address? Just so I can make sure they try to check there. So they're trying to look everywhere they can.
Of course.
First name is. Okay.
Let's see if I still have Google Maps pulled up to her address. Let's see.
You guys, what's wrong with this woman?
No. Okay.
Why is she this way?
She was supposed to. She was dropped off close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way because she was embarrassed by his car.
Okay.
Which is normal for her to ask me.
It's an image.
Right.
But she never made it. I went to the school to pick her up at the end of the day, and she never came outside. I drove away thinking maybe she walked to my mom's office because sometimes she'll do that if I can't pick her up. And my mom's office is less than, what would you say, half a mile away?
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Something like that.
She would get there. School ends at 4:04. She would get there by 4:35 the latest. She never got there by 4:35. I started driving around. I went back to the school. The school was closed.
Moses screamed she could maybe walk to her grandma's house, but that's a lot further.
When the school was closed, I realized something was wrong. I called and I said, "Hey, did you see Maddie today? Or is she with you? Because I can't find her." And she said, "No, she never made it to first or second period." And I said, "What do you mean? I dropped her off at school." And she's like, "She never made it to school." And I said, "Can you please check with the rest of your friends, see if she made it to any of her other periods?" At this point, I messaged her teachers directly, and I asked if any of them saw her. 2 of them responded to me. One of them told me she didn't make it to his period, and he also checked her attendance for the rest of the day. She never made it to any of her periods. This is when I knew something was truly wrong because she was dropped off by him close to the school. She should have been at the school. At that point, that's when I called 911. This was around 4:35, 4:40. Police did not show up till 7:30, I want to say.
Up in Orange County?
Up in Orange County.
Okay.
And then at that point, that's when all the questions started happening. And then he took them to where he dropped her off. Someone in an outfit she was wearing sit in their parking lot for a little bit, like take a break from her walk because she was early for school, and then get up and then leave towards the school. That's as far as
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to find his address?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I know you guys got a lot going on.
So that is Jennifer Soto. That is Madeline Soto's mother. Madeline Soto's a 13-year-old that went missing. We're going to actually go into the timeline. We did a poll and we asked you what cases would you like us to cover, and Madeline is one of those. Stephen Stearns is the boyfriend of the mother, Jennifer Soto, who is charged with the SA and death of Madeline Soto. 13 years old. He has tons and tons of photos on his cell phone of her. So this is one of those cases that if you have experienced this, it may be slightly triggering. Or very triggering. We're going to be talking about SA and child incest. So this is your trigger warning right now. And if this isn't for you, I understand. And we'll see you in the next one. I think it's a hard one to watch because I've said it before, and I'm just going to keep saying it. I don't care. I feel like when people SA children, they need to just spend their life in prison. Or, I mean, what I don't agree with the death penalty, but if I did, that would be what I would think somebody should be put to death for, because you are stealing somebody's soul and their life while they live, and then they forever have to be a survivor if they survive what you did to them. So I don't mess around with it. I don't mess around like nobody probably does in their right mind, but they're really hard for me to talk about. And it really makes me angry. It just makes me really angry. And the mother in this case, Jennifer Soto, makes me outraged. That's what Jennifer said about the supposed girl in the church. Oh, gotcha. All right. I am pretty new to this case, so I don't know it like the back of my hand, like I know the other cases, but I'm about to, because we're going to deep dive, and this is going to be one of our new cases that we will be deep diving on a regular basis, and we're going to be following the trial as well. So, all right, Jennifer Soto. I know you guys are probably all much more caught up on the Jennifer Soto case than I am. And so I hope that you will give me some leeway in trying to catch up. I thought what better way to do it than to really dive into the timeline of the disappearance. Before we get started, if we could start that algorithm dance party that I like to do. Just start warming up your fingers and dancing them right up to the hearts and thumbs up button. It's just a free way to help me out, helps us go out into the algorithm, party out there, bring more people back to the party. And it's really, really appreciated. And if you really like my content, please share. And we've got some new subscribers. We hit 6K and we're screaming towards 7K on YouTube. Today we're coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So hi everyone. Jennifer Soto, Jennifer's in my mind because I'm so irritated with her, but I mean Madeline Soto. Isn't it? Madeline looks so much like her mother. I was watching a video last night on the case, and she was talking about, what did she call it? Woody Allen. She said that she hoped that she wasn't Woody Allen. Meaning that her boyfriend doesn't, when her daughter turns 18, that her daughter doesn't run away with her boyfriend. She was hoping that she wasn't Woody Allen by her daughter. I mean, how crazy is that? There is something seriously wrong with Jennifer Soto, and why she hasn't been charged with anything, I have no idea. Well, no, I do have an idea. Our justice system is messed up, and they're probably wanting her as a witness, and so I don't know. Do you think Jennifer will ever be charged with anything? I mean, I guess we can only hope that she gets charged with something, but time will tell, I guess. I don't see Jennifer and Madeline. Madeline was so beautiful, and Jennifer is just a potato hag, in your humble opinion. Yeah, I see it in her face. I see her mouth, her lips, and her face. She looks just like Jennifer in the face. I mean, I don't like my mom very much, and I can say I look just like her, so it is what it is. Hi, baby. You coming to say hi? Oh, he's been a holy nightmare. I know, I love you too. But I'm ready to sell you and ship you away to the highest bidder. Okay, all right. Here is the Madelyne Soto case. Timeline. Here's where things stand in the Madelyne Soto case 11 months later. Around 10 months after the body, and it's another thing, it's a Florida case, and I'm in Florida, so I do hope to start attending live cases, and so this is another case that I hope to, trudge myself to. Around 10 months after the body of missing Florida 13-year-old Madelyne Soto was officially recovered, there are still, ow, stop. He's biting my toes. There are still plenty of questions regarding her death. However, investigators have still managed to uncover plenty of details about the case over the past months, shedding light on what happened. Baby, you're going to go in the other room, sir. This is your warning. February 26th. It's like having a 3-year-old. I don't even know why I do the warnings, because they say you're supposed to just go to doing what you're going to do. February 26th, day 1, Madelyne Soto was reported missing around 8 p.m. after Stephen Stearns, her mother's boyfriend, reportedly dropped her off near Hunter Creek Middle School Earlier that morning, Soto's mother was woken up by when Stearns took the dog out for a walk, but she went back to sleep. She never saw Soto that morning. At some point during the day, Stearns told Soto's mother that he had factory reset his phone while trying to update it. Man, these liars, they really come up with them, don't they? Oh, I was trying to factory reset my phone. Sorry, I thought you said something else. I started to factory reset my phone. I'm such a liar. Soto's mother went to the school around 4:30 to pick her daughter up, but she was told that Soto had never come to school that day, according to investigators, which is strange. Aren't schools supposed to call parents when they don't show up? In addition, Soto's phone was left at home. While Soto had a tendency to run away, this was unusual for her. Leaving a phone home for any kid is unusual. I mean, when I leave my phone at home and I'm an adult, I feel like I've lost a limb. What the heck? For a kid, they literally would have lost a limb leaving the phone home. So, February 27th, day 2, the Orange County Sheriff's Office issued a release to the public about Soto's disappearance, asking for information about her whereabouts. In an interview with investigators, Stearns was asked about where exactly he dropped Soto off and where he went afterward. Throughout the conversation, detectives questioned some of Stearns' answers, which seemingly prompted Stearns to change the story. Day 3. A massive search was conducted by the sheriff's office. Orange County Sheriff John Mina said the deputies accessed Soto's phone, finding information that indicated she wanted to live in the woods when she was 13 years old on February 22nd. Doesn't that sort of remind you of what's her name? Mornos. What was her name? Irene Mornos, that lived in the woods in Michigan because she was being sexually abused. He also said that the deputies searched the area where she was last seen, areas where they received tips, and any areas where the investigative leads took them. Ultimately, the search came up empty. However, deputies did receive consent from Stearns to search his cell phone. Deputies also searched the family's Kissimmee home for more clues. During the time, deputies found out that Stearns had never dropped Soto off at school. Meanwhile, Stearns and Soto's mother drove to a hotel in Orange County where they stayed with Stearns' father as the home was investigated. Okay. According to Soto's mother, Stearns was very panicky because he wanted his cell phone back. And while she and Stearns, all right, do you want to go in the other room? You want to say hi? You got something to say? This is Junebug. This is Junebug Cash. What, baby? Cash is after his dad. Huh? You want Snuggy? It's not time to go night-night, Sonny. It's not time to go night-night. We snuggy before night-nights. Deputies said Stearns' parents lived in that area, though Stearns' mother later reported never seeing her son during the trip. I would like to go and visit these locations too. I'm a location person. I like to see where things happen. The sheriff's office announced that Stearns was arrested as the prime suspect in Soto's disappearance on February 29th. Investigators said that the detectives discovered hundreds of disturbing images and videos of child SA when they searched Stearns' phone and Google Drive account, and a review of the device's data showed that someone had tried to delete the evidence ahead of time. Detectives were able to pinpoint some of these images and videos to the family's home in Kissimmee. Court records show. As a result, Stearns was arrested and held on no bond. He was charged with actual battery and possession of child abuse materials. You guys, they're going to nail this guy because of that kid that just not just because, but I think, don't you feel like, I forget the name of the case, but he had unalived his dad and then moved to Florida and then did the same to his mother, and then he just got off. Get his name. We covered him briefly when we were covering Gypsy Rose deadly influence on teenagers. But I don't think Florida's very happy about it. I mean, Florida lets the weirdest cases get through, right? Casey Anthony, now that one. I don't think they're going to let Stephen Stearns live. I think he's going to get the death penalty. Do you guys think he's going to get the death penalty? I think he might. During another interview with detectives, Stearns discussed his relationship with Soto's mother and their sleeping arrangements, which are insane. According to investigator reports, Stearns said he typically shared a bed with Soto and her mother, which, why was Maddie in the middle of all that mess? Like literally in the middle. She slept in the middle. They put Maddie in the middle. If the mother was so worried about being Woody Allen, why would you put your daughter in the middle? According to investigator reports, Stearns said he typically shared a bed with Soto and her mother, claiming Soto always needed human contact when going to sleep. It was also normal for Stearns to share a bed with Soto alone. Soto's mother later told detectives this was so Soto's mother could get some sleep, deputies said. According to the affidavit for Stearns' arrest, Stearns told detectives he had dropped Soto off in front of Peace United Methodist preschool at 8:40 a.m. on February 26th, despite the middle school being farther down the street and starting classes at 9:30 a.m. Oh, wow. You know what? When listening to Stephen talk about, hold on, you guys, I'm going to put him in another room because this is the newest thing that he's been doing. He's been doing that chirp, and I can't stand it, and he knows it. I'm like fighting. I was never able to have kids. I got a bird. It's like I've got a constant 3-year-old in my house. So I'm going to put him in the other room. Hold on one second, you guys. Hi, Tamika T-Sen. How are you? I really love your content and your coverage of the Sarah Boone case. Hold on one second, you guys. I want to put a quick overlay. I'm going to do this while I'm gone. We have a membership program over on YouTube. It's called The Dragonflies. Let me tell you about it. If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. Okay, he's in the closet, you guys. He likes to be in the closet. It is what it is. We should do a collab someday, Tanika. I would love that. Are you in Florida, just by any chance? Because I am thinking about doing a road trip to Sarah Boone, where she is, and like the location outside, and it would be fun to have somebody collab with that. Anyway, let's get back to the Maddie Soto case. All right. So I always thought that when he left her out, I just imagined that it was like a hat. Oh, you're in Manhattan. That's okay. Like we could do it like remotely. I could go and you could be covering it or something like that. Anyway, so but I feel like I thought that like when he dropped her off, I didn't realize it was this far. That's pretty far. He made it sound like, let me see. According to affidavit, Stearns told detectives he dropped Soto off in front of the Peace United Methodist preschool. So where is the Peace United Methodist preschool? And Where is the school? That is this where she was supposed? In the school is all the way over here. Is that right? No. So he dropped her off here, and she walked this far to get to her school. Why even bother getting a ride to school? That makes no sense at all. Yeah, let's connect for sure. Detective said this appeared well, okay, here we go. Detective said this appeared unusual, and while a license plate reader captured Stern's vehicle at some point, the details about where and when this happened were redacted in the original report. In addition, the affidavit shows that Stearns told detectives he had accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone on February 26th. I can't even stand this. I can't even stand lies because, you know, how many people have dated a guy who you've heard this kind of bullshit before? I can't stand it. On his phone on February 26th, through investigators, were still able to discover images on the device and a Google Drive that depicted child P. Investigators added that they found a photo on Stern's phone showing a roommate of Soto's mother nude in the bathroom. The roommate said she hadn't permitted Stearns to take the photo. And wasn't there even, I was listening to, I am in this case, so I'm just picking up there. But I heard in a video, didn't the dad, Jennifer's real dad, say something about nobody better be taking photos of her underneath the bathroom door? So I think people were starting to know that something was happening in this house, and this could have been avoided. Obviously, this could have been avoided. One, if the mother had done something. Two, there was somebody that lived with them that reported it, that or I hear they said they thought something weird was happening. I'm seeing teachers saying that I say Matt, I keep calling Maddie Jennifer. Maddie was falling asleep in school, and they would call Jennifer, and Jennifer was like, oh, well, you know, it's just her medication. There were nights where they both they dosed her with medication, and Jennifer knew that her daughter got 2 doses of her sleep medication. And why is a 13-year-old taking sleep medication? Sorry, I'm sorry. These cases make me mad, and that's why I try not to. You're going to see me mad. This makes me mad. In addition, the affidavit shows that Stearns told detectives, I already read that. February 29th, Stearns' ex-girlfriend. Detectives said they interviewed an ex-girlfriend of Stearns who described their short relationship together. The two had a brief relationship, and that's another thing. I was I should have gotten the name of this video that I watched. I'll do it, and I'll put it down in the comments because I cannot remember the name of this YouTube creator. She's very big, over 1 million followers, I think. And but she was talking about, like, if you ever want to do a snoop, and there was this TikTok trend where women were going online and snooping their significant others before they met them to try to see, like, what kind of life they lived before they met them. So they were going back into various socials and reading what they had wrote to other people, because that's out there now. And they said Reddit is the place that if you really want to do a deep dive on them, that you go over to Reddit, and but be prepared to find out what you're going to find out, because there's a lot of people over there finding out stuff that they didn't want to find out about their significant others. And so, of course, Stephen Stearns was over on Reddit doing creepy things. He was collecting children's toys. He was, those computer things where you have to feed the pets digitally. He collected those things, and I mean, those weren't cheap things. So he was doing things that were based on things that children would give him approval, would be like, hey, that's a cool guy, right? And so there's a lot of disturbing stuff about Stephen Stearns over on Reddit and what he was doing. Detectives said that they interviewed an ex-girlfriend. The two had a brief relationship in 2022, but even during that time, Stearns would refuse to spend the night with her, instead insisting that he had to stay at the home of Soto's mother because Soto and her mother couldn't sleep without him, police explained. Yuck. This is obviously the bedroom that Stephen was sent to sleep with Maddie. March 1st, released evidence. During a news conference, Mina said investigators were confident that Soto was already unalived, having been unalived at her Kissimmee home before Stearns moved her body. According to Mina, there was video evidence showing Stearns throwing items into a dumpster at the Kissimmee apartment complex around 7:35 a.m. February 26th, the day she was reported as missing, one of them being her own shoe. Like, why would you throw your daughter, your girlfriend's daughter's shoe away if you just let her out of the car and she was walking to school? The sheriff's office later said that it found Soto's backpack and her school issued in a dumpster. Stearns had reportedly dropped off near school that day. Mina explained that wasn't the case, and Stearns was instead spotted driving a vehicle with Soto's body inside. And like, look at the car, you guys. That's not an embarrassing car. I'm sorry, it's just not. We have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex, and Madelyne was visible in the vehicle. We believe she was already dead at the time, Mina said. In fact, investigative reports show Soto was most likely unalived at her home in Kissimmee. After another long search, Orange County deputies finally recovered Soto's body from a woodland area off Hickory Tree Road in Ocala County. Sorry, that was hard to say. March 1st, Soto's mother. Investigators spoke with Soto's mother to update her on the homicide investigation and further interview her about her relationship with Stearns. During the interview, she reportedly called Stearns a master liar, a master manipulator, something she'd also discussed with Stearns' father. She initially wanted to believe Stearns was innocent, but after being shown the offensive materials by police, she changed her mind. She initially didn't want him to be charged too, didn't she? She was like, so are you going to charge him with sexual assault? Well, yes, and pornography and all of that. Yes, something that you should have done yourself, lady. I asked her what she thought Stephen was guilty of, and she replied, he's been grooming and abusing my child, an investigative report reads. However, during a few moments of an interview with Orange County deputies, investigators said she appeared to defend Stearns. During portions of the interview, she continuously protected Stephen Stearns, was questioned about why she prioritizes Stephen Stearns over Maddie, and even at one point referred to the ex stuff as not evil, but the schmurder of as evil. So that's the thing. The mother didn't really, the mother knew about this. I'm sorry. The mother knew about it, and she didn't consider it evil. She was jealous. I said it. I said what I said. It appeared to me that she has already accepted that the victimization was happening, and her emotions appeared fictitious. March 2nd, Stearns waived his first appearance in Florida court, instead being represented solely by his attorney. The judge granted Stearns no bond. Aside from that, the Instagram account for Ocala County Sheriff Marcus Lopez posted a confidential crime scene photo, which the agency later told News 6 has been accidentally shared with the public. The clothes seen in the photo are consistent with the outfit Soto was believed to be wearing when she was reported missing on February 26. A caption below the picture read, "Great day with our seniors," followed by emoji of a smiley face with a halo. Is this...
News 6 has uncovered court records showing the sheriff of Osceola County, Marcos Lopez, has been given a citation for posting a photo that showed the remains of Madeline Soto. 13-year-old Madeline was found dead near St. March, days after she never showed up to school. The boyfriend of her mother was eventually charged with sexually molesting and killing her. The sheriff's office says a crime scene photo was accidentally posted to the agency's social media page. Now the state attorney's office is officially citing the Sheriff Marcos Lopez, with a non-criminal infraction that carries a fine up to $500. We've asked the sheriff for a comment on this, but have not heard back yet.
How in the hell does that happen? Seriously, how does that happen? I don't... Okay. Earlier, so there was a post, and obviously they got in trouble for it. March 6th, released court records show that Stearns is accused of actually abusing Soto for years. Despite Stearns' attempt to wipe his phone, investigators were able to recover files showing the abuse, which stem back as far as 2022, an arrest warrant affidavit says. Upon reviewing the contents of Stefan's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted the missing juvenile. The affidavit reads, police also spoke with a former acquaintance of Stearns who had met him 3 years beforehand while playing a game called Warhammer. According to the friend, he was under the impression that Stearns and Soto's mother weren't in a relationship anymore, so he thought it was odd when he heard them calling themselves boyfriend and girlfriend after Soto's disappearance. The acquaintance added that during a previous conversation about the couple's supposed breakup, Stearns seemed more upset about the bond he created with Madeline than having a relationship with her mother. And the mother knew it. March 6th, detectives spoke with the Stearns parents, learning they disapproved of his relationship with Soto's mother. Stearns' mother stated they didn't approve of them being together because of drug use. Stefan's father stated it was drug use as well, as Soto's mother was taking medication for depression and anxiety, and he didn't think Soto's mother was going to be a good influence for Stefan. They explained that both Stefan and Jennifer would sleep all the time, and it wasn't a positive thing for the relationship. When both Stefan and Soto's mother would suffer a mental illness episode, they would bring the other person down and it wasn't a good dynamic. At some point in the interview, Stearns' mother told detectives she found a torso or a sex doll in Stearns' bedroom, and she believed that the reason Stearns hadn't gone in their home on February 28th was because he had a garage door opener. In addition, Stearns had reportedly called his father on the day of Soto's disappearance, though the way he was speaking was odd. During the conversation, his father said Stefan was upset, as if he was holding himself responsible for Madeline's disappearance, a case report reads. Stearns' father said he felt that Stefan was rehearsing his story on him because it was the same routine that he used during a media interview. Interesting. So not even the parents believe him. Sorry. I've been having problems with StreamYard lately. Any other creators having problems with StreamYard? I gotta reshare my screen. Hold on one second. March 7th, Detectives spoke with 2 roommates of Soto's mother, and I will put the links to everything that we view down in the YouTube show notes. We do this for fair play use and also to cite our sources. We often won't read everything in its entirety, or I stop and start things, or I talk over it. And I understand sometimes you just want to go to a place and just look at it yourself. So I have everything down in the YouTube show notes for you guys. According to one of the roommates, she had heard noises coming from the upstairs bedroom where Stearns and Soto had reportedly been sleeping alone as Soto's mother slept in a separate room. In order for her to hear noises, it would have to be significant based upon the noise would have to travel through 2 closed doors and across a hallway, an investigative report reads. While both Stearns and Soto had been alone in the room in the past, Soto's mother had told the roommate that Stefan wouldn't harm Soto, so it was okay, the roommate explained. March 12th, Stearns is charged. He's charged with 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of battery with a child 12 to 18, familial, custodial, or authority, 7 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation, and 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting X performances on someone 10 or more, under 10. On March 13th, best friend, detectives Soto's best friend, who explained that Soto had a habit of texting her every morning, but she hadn't received any messages from Soto on the day she was reported missing. March 21st, Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland held a news conference to discuss the progress of the investigation. She described the investigation as very intricate, and the detectives want to make sure they uncover every single fact and evidence. We don't want to put a timeline on it, basically, because the detectives are very meticulous in what they do, and we want to be sure that everything is uncovered that they possibly can, she said. April 1st, Stearns' father called Northport Police to hand over one of Stearns' old computer towers. According to investigators, Stearns' father was afraid there could be some more images on it. April 4th, the District 9 Medical Examiner's Office announced that the autopsy report on Soto's death couldn't be released due to state statutes deeming it confidential. However, audio from the 911 calls involved in the case was released by the Orange County Sheriff's Office. In the 911 calls, 2 different voices can be heard speaking with dispatchers. The Sheriff's Office explained that the callers' identities are confidential under state law. The 911 calls have been combined and can be listened to in the audio player. Okay. April 10th, deputies and Stearns called his father from jail, telling him, that I would have never wanted that for Madelyne. Stearns then added, I am not sure really that any one person is specifically responsible. It's probably a combination of factors that led to it. I've never felt anything like this before. It was horrible. His father responded by saying he hoped the truth would come out, and Stearns replied, well, yeah. Do you think Stearns is going to flip on Jen? I think he is. Stearns' father called on April 11th. Stearns' father called detectives while he was clearing out his storage unit. According to investigators, Stearns' father had found a hard drive for a desktop computer in one of the storage bins, along with Stearns' watch, which Stearns had previously told father was in the bedroom at the Northport home. As a result, Stearns' father told detectives that Stearns must have gotten into the storage unit during his trip to Northport on February 28th. Police retrieved the items on April 12th, April 18th. Soto's mother, police said that Soto's mother and attorney, they came in for another interview. During the interview, the mother said she had returned home from work around 11:30 p.m. to find Stearns and Soto alone downstairs in their room. However, Soto was reportedly not wearing the same clothes that were on her body when it was found after her death. A detective also asked Soto's mother why she let Stearns stay at their home even after the 2 broke up. April 22nd, hard drive. Kissimmee police said that they found in storage unit hadn't been used since 2020 and didn't contain any evidence. April 24th, there was a murder indictment. May 14th, Stern called his father, who asked why Stearns drove to Northport on February 28th. I had wanted to grab a few things and get my ducks in a row, Stearns reportedly said, kind of prepare myself for whatever, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. Stearns' father then stated he wished he could understand how the whole situation came about, and Stearns replied, well, I didn't start it. Well, I didn't start it. Ugh. Hi, Jen. How are you? When predators say their defense, it's always so like, come on. Couldn't you think of something better? Well, I didn't start it. After his father pointed out that Stearns did participate in it, Stearns said, yeah, at one point during the conversation, did Stearns deny killing Soto? Police said. According to the detectives, they believe that Stearns had gone to his parents' home in Northport on February 28th and used their Wi-Fi to log into his Google account in an attempt to delete the images and videos of the ex abuse he perpetrated. May 16th, more updates. The state's attorney released several investigative reports. June 3rd, the Orange County Sheriff's Office released body camera videos from the investigation. I mean, there's so much out there on this case, you guys. We're just going to have a field day going through it, I think. The Orange County Sheriff's Office released body cam videos from the investigation on the night when Soto was originally reported missing. June 10th, the death penalty. The state attorney's office announced that prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. I think they're going to get it, too. July 23rd, state prosecutors issued a civil summons to the Sheriff Lopez after the confidential crime scene photograph was released. As such, Lopez was cited. August 21st, 911 calls released. August 26th, investigative reports were released revealing even more details about the case. For starters, the report showed Soto's official cause of death was homicide via strangulation. During the investigation, detectives discovered that Stearns and Soto had been alone in the room on the night prior to the death on February 26th. In addition, the news reports say that Stearns had searched the terms. What is that? What is that? I don't, it's a drug. SEVOFLURANE. And show up in drug tests on his phone in the weeks leading up to Soto's disappearance. It's an anesthetic that can cause hypnosis, amnesia, and though it typically used during medical treatments, was in a lot of the photos that Stefan had of Maddie, she was asleep. So was he putting her to sleep? Detectives on September 19th released a video showing the interrogation that took place before Stearns' arrest. October 14th, during a pretrial hearing, the judge scheduled a February 24th, 25 trial date for the child X battery case and September 26th, 25 for the homicide case. Stearns, who faces the death penalty if convicted of unaliving Soto, has pleaded not guilty. December 19th, in a plea agreement with the state attorney office, Lopez agreed to pay a $250 fine after Madelyne Soto was posted on social media. Whatever crime scene photos, I mean, how does that happen? December 30th, News 6 obtained a letter sent by former Orange State Attorney Andrew Bain, which told Ocala County Sheriff Marcus Lopez that he had been added to the Brady list, a system that notifies defendants if a potential witness truthfulness is in question. Bain had notified Lopez early in the year that he may have to add the sheriff to the list because of conflicting statements Lopez made about the crime scene during photo showing the body of Madelyne Soto that had been posted on social media. Bain concluded the letter by pointing out that Lopez is listed as a witness in the case against Stearns. Bain told Lopez that his conflicting statements about the photo could be used to impeach his credibility as a witness in the Stearns case. And then the teacher's arrest started happening. There's been 2 teacher arrests in this case. This just happened recently. This was her music teacher. I don't know. Bonini, I think is his last name, a middle school teacher who taught Madeline Soto before her disappearance, was arrested on accusations that he enticed a minor to perform X acts over the internet, according to investigative materials. So that is one of Maddie's teachers. I think another teacher was arrested too. February 7th, death penalty. There's documents that were acquired showing that Stearns' attorney filed several motions seeking to drop the death penalty. February 10th, Stearns' attorney filed motions seeking to suppress the evidence that investigators found on Stearns' cell phone. So that is where we are on the case. Who's ready for this case? I'm ready. This guy, I mean, do you think he's going to get the death penalty, you guys? I mean, I feel like if anybody should, this is the case. I'm not for the death penalty, but I mean, I can't stop it. But if this is, if it's going to happen, seems like this guy's never going to stop doing what he's doing. I don't think, I've never heard of a reformed child predator before. Have you? Ever. I thought also we would look at, I have 11 shocking moments in this case. So I thought we would look at a video on top of it all. So, oh, gosh, I'm not used to being on camera. I'm used to being able to do whatever I want, like read and stretch and do whatever. But okay, shake it out.
Now, the detectives start out, they're very cordial with Stearns, and why wouldn't they be? They want him to feel comfortable. They read Stearns his rights, and he agrees to talk to them. At times, the audio drops out, and that's because Maddie's name has been redacted. The detectives start on that Sunday, the day of Maddie's birthday party.
Did you come to the party?
No, I was not. I was on my way up at that point.
Okay. So the party ends. Did you pick them up from the party?
Someone must have dropped her off.
Okay.
She was there when I got there. She make sure that in the shower and did her bedtime routines, which she did. She was already on top of it, so nothing to do there.
Okay. What time do you think you got back in Kissimmee?
What time I got to Kissimmee?
Yeah.
Maybe 8 o'clock, 83-ish, something like that.
And I apologize if you've answered these questions before. It's just like I said, we're coming into the game late, so I may.
Does anyone else just want to punch him in the face? He brings out the anger in me. Hey, Tamika, thank you for joining. Welcome to the Dragon.
Ask you things that you've already answered probably 3 or 4 times.
Well, I apologize as well. My memory is not super reliable on time frames. I've been medicated for the better part of a week.
Okay, that's fine. What do you take medicine for?
Anxiety.
I have to say this too, Tanika. You remind me, I'm an ex-social worker, and you remind me of one of my office mates. She had just had a little baby boy, and we would talk about him all the time. And I'm very tall, and she was really short, and we were social workers, and they didn't want us to wear heels at all, but we were both heel wearers. So we would wear our heels around the office and then go out in the field. We would put on our flats. And you just, for some reason, you just remind me of her quite a bit.
I've been having some money troubles lately, anxious over that, so.
I don't wear heels.
Hopefully your money troubles get better.
I've been medicated on Ativan since probably Saturday.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind as you watch this that the detectives already know the answers to the questions they're asking of Stephen Stearns, at least most of them. And they know that he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving that room. They will tell him that he's being charged with the sexual battery of Maddie and possessing child pornography, and they're going to take him to jail. The detectives asked Stearns about something that's really boggled the mind of many people following this case: the sleeping arrangements in the home.
What are the sleeping arrangements?
He sleeps in.
The sleeping arrangements are effed up.
Did
That's
she
what
sleep
they
in her
are.
bed Sunday night?
No. I was just back. I'd been away for a couple months. We in the same bed together, so to get some serious sleep. So she said no to that and suggested that the guest room upstairs had a big enough bed. So some snuggle cuddle time that would suffice, and Jen would get to sleep in peace.
Okay. So you say snuggle time. What does that mean?
I like to be alone. She is extremely dependent. She does not like to be alone at all. She needs human presence around her. Basically.
Gotcha.
Look at the look on the police officer's face. Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
We've been trying to do that, but it's difficult.
Now, the detectives asked Stearns about where he claimed he dropped Maddie off at school that Monday morning on February 26th.
Was she by herself when you dropped her, or was her friends there?
Yeah, she was by herself. She said she was going to go find her friends and hang out with them and show up.
Okay.
It was still early.
Where did you go after that? Like, did you see her walk towards the?
I saw her making her way towards the direction of the school, but she was like kind of shuffle step. She was meandering her way there. She was rummaging through her backpack for something. I assume she was looking for headphones, maybe. But as it turns out, she did leave her phone at home that day, so she might have actually been looking for her phone.
What was she wearing when she left, or when you dropped her off?
Green hoodie, black shorts, black or blue, black shorts, white Crocs.
White Crocs.
The Maddie Soto case is probably one of the best examples of how every parent has to make sure the people they're allowing around their children are safe. Truthfinder.com is a website that can help you do just that, and I'm going to show you how. I put Stefan Stearns' name into truthfinder.com, and I came up with his past addresses and his age and relatives.
I was going to skip past this, but I was kind of like a little interested in what she found out about this Truth Finder.
But most important,
An ad, obviously.
the murder charge he now faces in Maddie's death appears right there in the results for criminal records, along with this.
Okay, let's move forward. So I think the thing that shocked us all in the beginning was the sleeping arrangements, right? Like the sleeping arrangement shocked and quite frankly made a lot of people mad. Like, what is wrong? That alone, I feel like the mother should be arrested for. But I think that was the first shocking thing that happened in this case, besides the daughter being unalived.
Changing a flat that Monday. That tip led to the discovery of Maddie's body at a farm. The detectives asked Stearns about Maddie on the way to school.
Going back to school, how was she like on the car ride there?
Just calmed down, sleeping.
They were
criminal. She does that.
They should have been criminal.
How often have you?
Not often, honestly. This might have been my third, fourth morning. I'm not normally the one to do it.
Detectives later said that Maddie, dead in the passenger seat of Stearns' car when he left the condo complex with her that morning. The sheriff would also say they had video of Stearns taking trash out that Monday morning, and the detectives asked Stearns about taking out the trash to see what his response will be.
Did you take any trash out from the apartment?
The night before, I think I did. I'm not sure. I took the trash out at some point. but I don't remember if it was the night before or it was the morning of.
I can't stand his mumbling either. Mumbler! Speak plainly. Mumbler!
That's big piling up to see them.
Is there like a common trash place, or like is there take their trash to?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where you took the trash out?
Yeah.
Okay. You had her backpack. Presumably her school computer was in her backpack. You described her wearing a jacket, some kind of dark colored shorts, and white Crocs. Okay. Well, I can confidently tell you she did not go to school with her backpack.
Yes. Yes, that's a good point. Tamika says he sort of reminds her of Chris Watts with that soft mumble. Yes, Chris Watts was a mumbler too. I'm a mumbler, so I recognize mumbles. I can be a mumbler myself, but yeah.
How's that?
Because we found in the trash.
Because I have a soft voice.
So, Stefan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down and do some soul searching. Okay. You understand? Family's pleading with you. I'm pleading with you because this is that we need to find. And it's as more time goes by,
Blinking constantly, trying to block the words that are coming at him.
it's tough. I have kids. He's got kids. And this little girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where. And I really, really, really think you can. I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm pleading with you.
I don't know. I don't.
What happened?
I dropped her off.
Where?
I dropped her off on the road to school. That's the last I saw her.
Maddie's backpack was found covered in paint with her laptop and one of her white Crocs in a dumpster. The discussion then turns to Maddie, talking about having a crush on a boy at school.
Has she ever talked to you about boys?
A little bit sometimes. A little bit.
Has she ever, because I asked Jennifer the same thing, has she ever disclosed to you about being sexually active with boys?
No.
Do you know if she's ever been sexually active with anybody in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
You saying she's not?
He answered that. He answered no a little too quickly, and he answered those questions a little too quickly.
Allowed to have boyfriends or anything like that?
She has crushes. She likes them.
All right. Have you and her ever exchanged, like, do you guys exchange text messages? How do you guys communicate?
FaceTime. She'll FaceTime me at night when I'm not around before bedtime to say goodnight.
The detectives then decide it's time to confront Stearns with evidence that they found on a Google Drive connected to his phone. The state attorney says the drive contained more than 1,700 images of Maddie engaged in sex acts with Stearns over the years. Remember what I said earlier. They're not asking any questions that they don't already know the answers to.
And from what I understand, that you gave the deputies consent to look through your phone. You did? Okay. And you voluntarily gave it to them so they could bring it here to do the extraction and stuff like that. Okay. What do you think was on the phone?
Text messages. Emails. All that stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures, lightsaber pictures, Disney pictures.
Do you have a Google account?
Yeah,
Do you save pictures to your Google account?
sometimes.
Or is it automatically? I know sometimes phones sync to a cloud, and
Yeah, I think it backs up to Google.
here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's your phone, and I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person, and I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
I don't know. Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find, and I'm really hoping you can help me.
Okay. Well, I'd like to try to help, but I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
So you're wanting an attorney?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that can happen.
Well, it looks like. Oh, shoot. Well, I am not the only person in this scenario that wants to punch Stefan in the face, because I would hazard to let's go with this hand, all right. I would hazard to guess that both of those police officers, here, come over here, want to right in the face. Hi, Paula. How are you doing? Are you following this case? We're going to wrap things up here because I've got a little bird that needs some attention. He wants to go do some tweet training, and he's not going to leave me alone. Yes, I know. Okay, guys. So stay tuned. We're going to be covering this case. We are also going to be doing some case coverage on the Kurt Cobain case. We were contacted by some other creators that want to work with us on that case. And we're going to continue doing the Sarah Boone, the Watts case, the Gypsy Rose, the Maddie Soto. We just covered the James Ford. There was an execution in Florida, and we interviewed one of James's cousins, and we also interviewed a lawyer that was working on to have his execution stayed, which it didn't work, obviously, because he was pronounced dead on February 13th. I did see that the daughter who survived posted a TikTok, and she said that she had the best sleep of her night that night. So it gave her peace, and I guess that's what it's designed to do, right? Peace and justice. So we've got a bunch of cases that we're working on. If you have a case that you want us to cover, let us know, and we'll put it out there for you. I'm going to go. Say bye, Junie. No? Can you say goodbye? You like to say no, don't you? We're working on yes. Yes. Because yes sounds like no. What? Okay, guys. Anyway, if nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I'm still going to tell you this. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.